Wow. There, guys, what's happening? That's over in France. People have gathered outside an Antifa bar protesting about the killing of a young patriot who was defending a women's march. There's footage out there. It's over on Paul Joseph Watson. I might go and have a look now in a second, where 6 of them kick the young man to death. Yeah. Anyhow, they're outside now, the Antifa bar, chanting justice. Well, they could have dispensed justice then, couldn't they? At the moment, they're just shouting outside these places where our enemies congregate. Pretty soon, they just won't be carrying those lighting devices. They'll be using them for something else. And who could blame them? Let's move on, is it? Let's move on. And it looks as if the Italians are kicking off over the killing of Quentin. That was the young man's name. I see someone carrying the cross there. Italians are masked up. They're protesting as well. You know, people really don't understand ethno-nationalists at all, do they? They think we've got a thing about people of different colour. Totally removed from the truth. The only problem we have with people of colour is when they're trying to colonise our country. Nationalists of all the Western nations, the civilised nations, need to come together, not just Western ones. I've got as much respect for a Japanese nationalist as I have for a British nationalist. A Bangladeshi nationalist, yeah. All nationalists need to unite because all nationalists want the same thing for their country. I don't think people understand that. I would stand side by side with a Japanese nationalist. Oh well. That was over in Italy. Let's move on. Connor Tomlinson, what's he saying? He's talking about Restore Britain. I'll read this. Paul, you don't have caused me some problems, mate. Send me your email address and I'll send you the document. Right, what does Connor say? The support for Restore Britain has been remarkable. 80,000 members, hope from non-voters, crash outs and cope from the establishment, and it's only been a week. 80,000 members, guys, that's good. So remember to not let the energy to get the best of you. We're British, stay focused, polite and sensible. I shall try. Rupert is a gentleman. We should all aspire to follow his example. I've always said that, you know. I might not be a gentleman, but I aspire to being a gentleman. All men should aspire to being gentlemen. Anyhow, Restore Britain aren't in the business of ritualistically denouncing law-abiding members of the public. But remember that the media and opposition parties will try to force members of Restore Britain to answer for random posts by people posing as supporters. They're desperate for a bogeyman. Yeah, they are. They'll actually make up stories, though. That's what they've done in the past, but Connor's too young to remember that. Just like he couldn't remember who Rudolph Hess was. And, don't give them any ammunition. Don't stoop to insults. Don't amplify agent provocateurs. Stay the course, and there will be agent provocateurs. We're all angry about what is being done to our country, but we shouldn't let our standards slip. Restore Britain's position on immigration is clear. All illegal immigrants gone. Foreign criminals gone. Rape gang perpetrators and their collaborators gone. Benefits for foreigners gone. Translation services gone. Burqa, niqab, cousin marriages, Sharia courts and non-stun slaughter all banned. Don't like it? Leave. Millions must go. Restore Britain is not interested in being cruel or vindictive. We're just doing what is necessary. Restore Britain's policies are based on punishing bad behaviour and protecting our culture. Nothing more, nothing less. What Restore Britain are proposing is sensible, and the majority of the electorate agree with these positions. This is Restore Britain's position. If it isn't yours, there are other parties on offer, and those trying to misrepresent our position by trying to make us answer random social media posts are acting in bad faith. What is necessary will be difficult, but if we do it right, we can rescue our home from the brink. That is the goal. Nothing else matters. Keep that in mind always. If you haven't joined Restore Britain, now's the time to do it. If you're a man, it is your duty to do it. Yeah. Restore Britain won't ask you to go and fight and die for Israel. Restore Britain will ask you to fight and perhaps die for our country, for your children and their children and the children that come after them. Yeah, it's your duty if you're a man. If you're not a man, well, Foxtrot Oscar. Let's move on. No, let's go to the bunker, is it? I haven't been down there. Back in the bunker, nice and safe. We can talk now. Miley's still asleep. Quite funny. She gets a blanket and she pulls it over her, and it's really. I should video her doing it before she goes. Well, she won't now. Anyhow, she goes later today. I'll have to do one last video with her. Right. Sunday again. Anybody else notice as you get older, time flies by? My wife and I have started only having a Sunday lunch every other week now, because I said to her, it seems that we're eating Sunday dinner every day. The days just literally fly by, and the hours. 1 minute you're going to bed at 2 o'clock, and the next minute you're getting up. It's time's just flown by, and it's 6 o'clock, and away you go again. Oh well. Right. Anything else happening out there in the world that I can think of? No, let's go make a proper video now, Paul. See you on the next one, guys. You've been listening to Paul Morris, the Green Arrow, and I just realised someone sent me a comment of a site I've got to look at.